Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto bread recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make quick, easy keto flatbread. Flatbread is great because you can do just about anything with it. You can make sandwiches with it, you can make wraps with it, you can make gyros with it, you can make nanitos, which is basically a burrito on naan bread. You can make it savory, you can make it sweet. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with flatbread. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos, at least every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while you do all that, let's get cooking. In a small bowl, combine 4 grams or around a half tablespoon of flaxseed meal. I like to use golden flaxseed meal, but you can use dark flaxseed meal also. Add 22 milliliters or around 1.5 tablespoons of room temperature water. Use a fork and stir the flaxseed meal and the water together until fully combined. Then set it aside and allow it to sit for at least 15 minutes so it can thicken and get a little bit gooey. In a separate small bowl, whisk together 1 large room temperature egg until the yolk and the white are fully combined. Then set it aside for a minute. In a large mixer bowl, combine 72 grams or around 3/4 cup of finely ground sunflower seed flour. Now, you don't have to buy this pre-made if you don't want to. Remember, I've showed you guys how to make your own in less than 5 minutes, so I'll put a link in the description on how to make your own if you missed that video. Add 18 grams or probably about 2¼ tablespoons of bamboo fiber. If you don't have bamboo fiber or don't want to use bamboo fiber, you can also use oat fiber instead. Add 5 grams or around 1.5 teaspoons of xanthan gum. If you don't have xanthan gum or don't want to use xanthan gum, you can use about 2.5 teaspoons of psyllium husk powder, or you can check out my article on different xanthan gum substitutes and choose one of those. I'll leave a link in the description to that. Just keep in mind that any substitute in any recipe can alter the texture a little bit, and your flatbread may not be as flexible as if you were to use xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is very unique in how it binds and how it creates flexibility. Add 6 grams or around 1¼ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 6 grams or around 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. This is optional. It doesn't make it rise or anything. It's just strictly for flavor. It just helps your flatbread to taste a little bit more like traditional flatbread. Also, if you want to, you can add some dry seasonings for a little bit more flavor in your flatbread. I added 1 teaspoon of garlic powder just to give my flatbread a little hint of a garlic taste. Sift the dry ingredients all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps. Turn your standing mixer on low. Gradually add 7 milliliters or around a half tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and allow it to beat in after you pour it. Add your beaten egg and again allow it to beat in until the dry ingredients are moist. Add your flax meal mixture. Before you add it, make sure that it has thickened up and it's gotten gooey in the center. This is part of what's going to help bind your ingredients together. It's okay if it's a tad watery, but you want it to be mostly thickened up. Once you've added the flaxseed meal mixture, then again allow it to mix in well. Gradually add in up to 1 tablespoon of room temperature water. Now you may not need a full tablespoon of water, so make sure as the mixture is running, you just gradually add the water in very small amounts. You're just wanting your dough to be thick and lightly moist, and most importantly, you want it to be holding together and beginning to form a ball shape in your mixer. I used roughly about just a little less than 2 teaspoons, probably close to 1 3/4 teaspoons, somewhere around in there, which is roughly around 8 to 10 milliliters of water. If you don't have a standing mixer, you can use a food processor or a hand mixer, or you can even use a wooden spoon and just mix it completely by hand. I wouldn't advise using a blender because this is a little bit thicker of a dough and it could damage your blender. Once you have the right texture of dough, then form the dough into a ball. You might have to dampen your hands just a tad because it is a little bit of a sticky dough. Then place the dough ball in some plastic wrap and knead the dough for roughly about 2 minutes. This is just going to help make your dough softer and more flexible so you have a more flexible flatbread. After kneading the dough for about 2 minutes, then form it back into a ball and place it back into your mixer bowl. Then let it stand for about 15 minutes. This is just going to help absorb any extra moisture and firm up your dough a little bit. After 15 minutes, the dough should be lightly moist and lightly sticky. The dough should easily release from your fingers. Place a 10-inch skillet over medium heat and allow it to preheat for about 3 to 5 minutes or until it's hot. While it's preheating, divide the dough into 3 equal portions. Very lightly dampen your hands and roll each portion into smooth balls. Line a clean work surface with parchment paper or a silicone mat. Place 1 portion at a time onto your work surface. Then cover the portion with another piece of parchment paper. Press or roll the dough portion out to a circle that's roughly around 6 to 7 inches in diameter, about 1/8 inch thick, or your desired thickness. I've used my tortilla press and I just line my tortilla press and just press it out. Repeat the rolling process until all 3 of your dough portions are formed. Place the rolled portions of dough one at a time into your preheated skillet. If you're not using a cast iron or non-stick skillet, make sure you very lightly spray the bottom of your skillet so your flatbread doesn't stick. Cook the flatbread for about 45 seconds or until it's spotted underneath and easily releases from the skillet. Turn the flatbread and cook another 30 seconds or until it's lightly golden and spotted on each side. This doesn't take hardly any time to cook, so make sure you keep an eye on it. If you cook it for too long, it's going to start getting stiff, so you want it to keep that flexibility. Once it's cooked, transfer the flatbread to a serving plate. If you want to, you can just brush the flatbread with some garlic butter and just serve it as is, or you can make it into a gyro or top with whatever desired toppings you want. It's all up to you what you want to do with your flatbread.
All right, we are back with my yummy looking flatbread. This is what it looks like just by itself. It's firm, but still it's pliable. You can fold it and do whatever you want with it. I just made I don't know if you can see that, I don't want to dump the plate, but I just made an open-faced cheese steaks sandwich on this flatbread. But you can also use these for gyros and anything else that you want to use them for. So, of course, the most important thing is how things taste. Yes, yes, yes. And you can make these flatbreads as thin or as thick as you want. Season them however you want. That's all up to you. Very, very versatile. See if I can even bite this thing. I put like a ton of stuff on it. Let's see here. I got a big mouth. I should be able to do it. Or not. Stretchy. That's very yummy. The cheesesteak is excellent. But more importantly, the flatbread is very good. And as you saw, it was very sturdy. I was able to pick it up still with all that stuff on it that I had, and it didn't break, didn't fall apart. Excellent. Very, very good. Definite thumbs up for this. That steak stuck in my tooth. But hey, it's a thumbs up. Very tasty. Yummy. Yes, yes.
These are best served immediately, but they can be stored in an airtight container at room temperature for about 2 to 3 days. They might get a tiny bit stiff, but they'll still be usable. If they do get stiff, you can just warm it in your microwave or in your oven just for a little bit. I have not tried freezing these, so I'm not sure if the texture will change once they are frozen. If you do try freezing them, make sure that you put pieces of parchment paper in between each one of the flatbreads so they don't stick. and eat and enjoy.
And that's the recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.